My name's David and I joined Leap mainly because of my own experiences with my mental health. Firstly, I think it's really important to have these conversations these days and to talk about it, especially being a young man. And secondly, I felt as though because I have done quite a lot of different treatments, ranging from CBT, telephone therapy, obviously being in the pandemic, I had to do therapy on Zoom, I've had to do all sorts, and I felt as though I would be a good person to speak to the panel about what worked for me. Because just because one thing works for one person, or it's sort of written in, a textbook that it's going to work, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work for everybody. So I just wanted to put my input in, being a young man, and speak up. I think that there's never really been more of an important time to look into this because of the pandemic we've all just had, because of the restrictions what we're still facing, and because life has done a 180. People have gone from being in full-time jobs to working from home, to a lot of people have lost their jobs. Suicide rates are through the roof, and it's been a really hard time. A lot of people are struggling. So I do think that it's important to be having these conversations now and give my input into what I think could help people because of the current circumstances. I was in therapy when we went into lockdown in March 2020, and because of the pandemic, I had to go to telephone-based therapy. And there were things which I liked about it, and there were things which I didn't really like about it. And working in this project gives me the opportunity to talk about that and give an insight into my experiences with it, and hopefully people will take that into consideration in treatment going forward for other people. I also find it quite empowering to be in a position where I can talk about it, because these are the conversations which people need to be having. And I know that it is a lot more spoken about than it used to be, but there are still so many important conversations which need to happen. I mean, a lot of people don't even want to make the first step to even see a GP, or never mind go and see a therapist or speak to a therapist, because there's still this stigma associated with, I'd say, especially in men, about being maybe considered as weak or vulnerable. And I think that can stop a lot of people even making that first move, and it can stop a lot of people finishing the treatment. And is there a knock-on effect when people don't finish the treatment, or they're not taking it seriously because of the way that they're made to feel? And I want to be that person who's just like, no, it's normal and it's fine. And as cliche as it sounds, it's okay not to be okay, because talking is the first step. And I just want to encourage people to make that first step, because it will be the best thing that they ever do. I am excited to continue working with Equity, because being so young when it all started, I think back to being that 17-year-old and think of that bad place which I was in, and to see the growth and the change, what I have seen in myself has just been incredible. And I wish I could just tell that 17-year-old that it was going to be okay. Obviously, it's raising awareness as well, and hopefully I can use my voice in Equity Leap to give my input on treatment going forward.